Episode 2, Bob the Courageous. In the lively port of Fairhaven, where the air buzzes with excitement, the magnificent ship Lucky Sea Dog rests majestically at anchor, ready for its next grand adventure. Her timbers creaked under the weight of crates, holding not just cargo, but the very essence of hope. For far across the sea, in the colony of Haven's Reach, men, women, and children starved. Storms swallowed every vessel sent before. Pirates haunted those waters, hungry for plunder. And yet the colony's plea for aid had reached the king, who entrusted the mission to only one captain. When the royal messenger delivered the king's command, Bob did not hesitate. With a steady bark, he vowed to deliver the food through storm and steel. Excitement buzzed in the air as crew members and townsfolk came together to witness the grand moment when the Lucky Sea Dog unfurled her majestic sails. The vibrant fabric caught the wind, transforming the ship into a beautiful dance of color and movement, promising adventures on the horizon. You could almost feel the anticipation as everyone watched, eyes wide with wonder, ready to see where the winds would take them next. Bob stood proudly at the helm, cloak snapping in the salt wind, and with a howl of for Haven's Reach, the ship cut free of her moorings. This was no voyage for gold. This was a voyage for lives. Soon the sea darkened. Clouds gathered like towering giants in the sky, and thunder rumbled like a fierce beast awakening. The waves surged, monstrous walls of water crashing down upon the deck, drenching everything in their path. A mast cracked and nearly fell, but Bob's bark brought men running, and together they cut it free before it crushed them. The crew was reeling, fear creeping into even the toughest souls, but there was Bob, gripping the wheel like a lifeline. His eyes burned and his voice cut through the storm. "Hold fast, no wave shall claim us." And so, with a mix of courage and strong leadership, they forged ahead boldly. The Lucky Sea Dog broke the fury of the storm and sailed onward. The sea's rage was far from over. From the mist, a brigantine appeared, her sails dark as night, marked with skulls and bones of doom. Cannons blasted, and shots ripped through the air. The pirates gave chase, faster and lighter than the Lucky Sea Dog, heavy with her cargo of bread and grain. The crew looked to their captain, despair heavy in their eyes. Yet Bob did not falter, turned not to fear, but to wit. With a growl of command, Bob steered into the reef channels, jagged rocks rising like the teeth of the deep. The pirates followed, blinded by greed. Bob's crew gasped, certain they would be torn apart. But the captain's paws never shook. He called for barrels and ropes to be cut loose, cluttering the waters, tangling the pursuers. The pirate ship hit the rocks and broke apart, their angry shouts lost to the waves. And in the heart of that peril, Bob slipped his ship through untouched. His courage steering where maps failed, at last, battered and weary. The Lucky Sea Dog crested the waves of Haven's Reach. The colony lay silent, its fires dimmed, its people hollow-eyed with hunger. Mothers clutched children too weak to stand. But then came the cry, "A ship, a ship." And over the horizon, sails ragged but proud, came the Lucky Sea Dog. When she docked, crates of food were carried ashore by trembling hands. A child pressed a crust of bread to her lips, tears streaming down her face. Men wept openly, women clutched their families, and laughter returned to voices long silent. And at the helm, cloaked golden in the sunrise, stood Bob the Courageous, unbowed, unbroken, and triumphant. From that day forth, the people of Haven's Reach named him Stormbreaker, Pirate Slayer, Savior of the Lost, and sailors carried his tale to every tavern and port of the dog who defied storms, outwitted pirates, and carried the dawn upon his back. And so the seas themselves did not merely fear Bob the Courageous, they sang his name. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.